Good afternoon to you, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane Pro in HD video blog for September 6th, 2013. Happy Friday to you. The weekend is here, and no worries from the tropics, at least of anything significant. National Hurricane Center did issue a special tropical weather outlook. You remember they used to have special tropical disturbance statements that they would issue. Now they just have what's called a special tropical weather outlook instead. And what they were showing or indicating with it is that the area, it's actually Invest Area 99L in the western parts of the Gulf of Mexico. I'll just show you a satellite loop of it and explain it while it's looping. That this was basically really trying to get its act together right before it's making landfall. Pretty well-defined surface center here, good outflow associated with it, very heavy rainfall associated as well, and that it was on its way to trying to become something, a tropical cyclone, if you will, but it's going to run out of real estate there, at least of the wet variety, before it can do so. This is the second system that has come across the Yucatan as a tropical wave to try to develop in short order before reaching land, and this concerns me a little bit for later in the season, even though we have quite the void of activity to worry about for land. Think about it, we have a pretty good ridge sitting over the mid part of the country, and that's forcing these systems in this way, whereas later in the month of September, eventually we're going to lose that ridge up here. That's going to be gone, you'd have to think, and some of these systems are going to turn and possibly come up this way. Just something to think about, and we see that this is an active area for these tropical waves to get going. So I have to put the thought out there, what if something develops down here and instead of going into Mexico, instead comes up towards somewhere along the Gulf Coast? This is why we don't say, oh, there's nothing going on, so we don't have to worry about anything the rest of the year. The seasonal forecasts are all a big bust. Everybody's home free. Nothing could be further from the truth. Nobody knows the future 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks in advance. But when you see the pattern indicating the reality that we're getting development down here on a consistent basis, it's only a matter of time one of these may come up and threaten the Gulf Coast. So just keep that in mind, and nothing more. Don't read any more into that than just, you know, something that makes you go, right? The rest of the Atlantic Basin, the leftovers here of what was Gabrielle, and then another system out here where they claim, the Hurricane Center, that conditions are going to be very unfavorable. I say claim, that sounds derogatory. They're putting out the information that basically this part of the Atlantic Basin shut down for now due to very negative conditions, and that looks like that'll hold solid for the next several days. Do keep in mind, too, that if these tropical waves don't develop out here, they do keep coming west, and that they might be fuel for the fire later on. In the eastern Pacific, Tropical Storm Lorena closing in on the Baja of California down here, Cabo San Lucas, right down at the tip of the Baja Peninsula. Heavy rain, squally weather, just kind of a nasty day there. Other than that, really nothing else going on in the tropics, which is pretty hard to believe here on the 6th day of September, 4 days from the traditional peak of the season. But as I have said many times, let's take it, right? Let's take the quiet, because you never know when something may change, and in dramatic fashion. But so far so good. Nothing to worry about over the weekend of any major concern. All right, well, there you have it. You're up to date on what's going on in the tropics and what's not going on in the tropics. Have a good rest of your Friday. Again, I'm Mark Sudduth for HurricaneTrack.com. Always an honor to do these videos for you on Hurricane Pro in HD. Have a great weekend. I'll be in throughout the weekend with a couple of videos over the next couple of days to keep you updated on the tropics.